All right. So we were talking about who are STEM teachers. The first question was, when does STEAM occur? Does it is it in the classroom or is it throughout the day? Because mostly we just think either we need to have a period for STEM activities, or we can incorporate them in our daily subjects or different classes that are happening throughout the day. What makes a person qualified to teach STEAM, which was one of the questions we were discussing, like Azra and we were talking about, are their STEAM credentials. Like I'd earlier mentioned that, like you need to have a qualification, or you need to have certain professional development courses related to STEAM. This is just similar to how you become a teacher and you get yourself qualified in a particular subject. So you need to have a good command over that subject. For that and for your own professional growth, you do different professional courses. Then the next question on the slide is about are there STEAM credentials that we have discussed. Do we just transform STEM teachers into STEAM teachers, or is STEAM reserved for the class, or does that need to reconfigure our time? Like, is it because it's STEAM, so that means do we have to do it in the STEAM period because it is an art time period, or how to go about? And let me tell you, like usually in the schools when we start doing that, since STEAM being an approach, you can apply it in various subjects and we all can be STEAM teachers. But who teaches STEAM is the next question on the next slide. For the for that, the answer is that we are all STEAM teachers, or we are all stream teachers. This goes back to the idea, like usually when you're into teaching and you say you tell a teacher to do anything, she says, as the slides indicates, this goes back to the idea of it's not my job to teach that. You must have heard the sentence several times. We've all heard people say the same version of this. It's not my job to teach those kindergartners to tie their shoes. Like, if we are teachers, we're educated. Why do we have to, tie the shoes of a kindergarten student? It's not my job to explain basic math functions to these kids because I am a senior teacher and I teach senior classes only. And it's not my job to show my students how to hold a paintbrush, since they should be knowing when they have come to this class. So guess what? It is your job. Okay. So it's all of us who are teachers. These are our jobs. And this is a part of our job. That's how communities work, and that's what benefits students benefits us all. So this is what the slide who teaches STEAM says. What makes a person qualified to teach STEM, as we were talking about? So in our next slide, it says, since STEAM is an approach, teachers need to understand how to align curricular standards. Like Azra was asking, that is there a specific curriculum or how we can incorporate it? Create integrated assessments, develop lessons that ensure both arts and the STEM areas are taught with integrity, and the specific strategies that can be used with the students. This is this isn't going to be a step by step curriculum or a place to house or a maker's place or a 3D printing lab like we usually say when you're talking about STEM. STEAM is much more than that, and you need to have teachers trained in how to use it. Okay, so no matter what options you choose, get everyone on your team some training. Like, all your teachers in your institutions where you're working on should be STEAM trained to ensure the best opportunity for success. Now, STEAM is not about what, when, or where, it's about why and how. So, the most critical question is that it's about what. It's it's these two questions, why and how, because it's inquiry based. STEAM is a process of application. It allows our students to create, okay, meaning for themselves and for others. So I'm reading from the slide. So if we are going to reconfigure anything, it should be our intentions for what we teach and how we can provide more time to application creation and evaluation, like the link in the STEAM process, so that can occur in any class with any teacher. This approach is to learning, and it's certainly not an easy task, but benefits the students and the entire school community are tremendous. Like if you are having a STEAM approach in a school, the results would be miraculous. Students and the teachers engaged in STEAM make more real life connections. To the school is not a place where you're going to learn, but instead becomes the entire experience of learning itself. Okay, so we are always learning, always growing, and always experimenting. So it's not always that there's one set pattern. We keep on working, we keep on trying, we keep on innovating, and then we come up with different results, and always the evaluation, the feedback helps us improve ourselves. So school, the next slide says that school doesn't have to be a place, but rather a frame of mind. That is what we were talking about. Remember, we were talking about the mindset that uses arts as a lever to explosive growth, social emotional connections, and the foundation of the innovators of today, of tomorrow, and today. So this is the most important and the key point. That's why we were talking about mindset right in the beginning, because STEAM follows an approach. So the mindset has to be a growth mindset in order to follow all these practices. Now the next slide is about the mindset, and let's talk about the mindset debrief. Overall, what you've done, it's a verbal support. Praise their encouragement in scientific, mathematical thinking and investigative reasoning, not product. We have the process, not the product. Point out growth in skills and knowledge, short and long term. Explicitly address the hard work and the effort led to science or math understanding and written support. So I hope by now, since we started off with the mindset, and then we went for STEAM and the process, the model, and then about how it can be the example through in science and math, and then we talked about inquiry based teaching, and we talked about who are STEAM teachers and how can you get the credentials. Now the example on the next slide is how to promote the growth science and mind and math mindset in your classroom. So we need to focus our comments. The comments are, as the slide says, effort, very positive and appreciative remarks, willing to try something new, that is investigate a question that they don't know to answer, consider alternative explanations. Then what the student is doing to enable understanding in science and math, praise thinking and practices such as willingness to collaborate, making detailed observations, looking closely at the data. Now, as we talked about the 21st century skills and we talked about the 4Cs, so it's all a part of it. How to promote, the next slide is about how to promote a growth science and math mindset in your classroom. So comments should focus on these points are mandatory, and you need to focus on them. We need to focus actually on the outcomes, the right answer, the best designed experiment. For example, you're really good at designing experiments. Praises existing skill, okay, not the effort. So does not leave room for growth. So this is an example. You need to emphasize on the effort. Okay, a student being good or bad at science or math, both terms indicate a fixed mindset. And remember that we need to follow a growth mindset. Feedback that indicates students are done because they have succeeded. For example, wow, you finished quickly, great. Praises and results and superficial thinking works. So actually we need to have our focus on all these points. So with this we end up with all the slides, and I hope that the session was quite effective for you, and in future we'll have more sessions related to STEAM practices, different examples, different applications done in different things, because this whole requires, you know, a lot of time to be spent upon different areas. Okay, so I hope I've covered all the objectives and you have really understood what the topic was. It's really wonderful to have such great audience. Although we have few members who could connect because of the rain in Karachi, but it's and a lot of disruption because of the online connection. But I really appreciate you being here and then taking part in this session. And I'm grateful to Ms. Rafia Mudassir, Mr. Zura, Samad, and the others, Nurul Rida team, I being a part of the team myself, for providing such a nice platform for all for their own professional growth. So just to sum up, I'll just go through the objectives that were today, which we had discussed right in the beginnings, and I hope they're clear to you all. First point was to understand what the mindset is. I hope that's clear. Understand how a fixed growth mindset can influence a student learning and behavior. Then understand how to promote a growth ability mindset through STEAM or STEM or STREAM and online tools, different resources, the STEAM process, and who are STEAM teachers. So I hope this is all clear. Thank you very much. My email is there. If you have any queries or any questions related to it, you may post. And if there are any new topics that you would like me to share with you and discuss on, I would really love to. So thank you all, and thank you for your time, and thank you for sharing your own experiences. It was lovely hearing you all. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.